Yes, hi there. Welcome to the next training session based on cross applications. So from this session onwards, we are going to discuss about this BAPI. Okay. So the abbreviation for this BAPI is what? Business applications, business application programming interface, business application programming interface. Okay. So what is this BAPI? We can say it is what? It is a method. We can say it is a method or what? It is a method. It is a API method. We can say it is a API method or remote enabled function module, which is used to access the SAP business objects, which is used to access the SAP business objects, right? And these business objects, these SAP business object are stored into what? Into this business object repository. We also call it as what? BOR. Okay. All these business objects are stored into our business object repository in our SAP system, right? And it enables external applications. It also enables external applications. What are these? Legacy system. We also call it as what? Legacy system, or we can say non SAP system. Okay. So it also enables external applications, or we can say non SAP applications to access the business process and data in our SAP system. Okay. So we can say a BAPI. It is a method, or we can say remote enabled function module, which is used to access the SAP business objects, which are stored into our business object repository, right? And it also enables what? It also enables the external applications, no legacy applications, to access the business process and data in our SAP system. Okay. So here SAP has provided we can say hundred and thousands of predefined business objects, right? And these business objects are used. These are used for what? For performing some business tasks. Okay. So some of the business objects are what? We can say what? We have what? These are what? These are predefined business objects. Okay. We can say what? This bank is also a business object, right? And we have what? We have purchase order, we can say sales order. These all are what? These all are business object, right? Sorry, sales sales order. Okay. Next is what? Something what? Material is also a business object. We can say company is also a business object here. We can say purchase request is also a business object, right? So these all are what? We can say predefined business object, right? And as part of a business object, we can perform different tasks here, right? If we take our business object, this bank, here what we can do, we can say we can create a bank, we can create a new bank, we can say new bank, right? And we can update any existing bank. We can read, or we can say we can display an existing bank. Similarly to this purchase order, we can create a what? A purchase order. We can read any existing purchase order. We can update any existing purchase order, right? So like this, we can perform different tasks using what? Using these business object, right? And as we discussed, business objects are stored into what? Into this BOR, business object repository, or business object repository. Okay. And this object repository, we can access, or we can say we can access, or we can open by using a T code, that is what? BAPI itself, T code also, BAPI itself a T code, a T code also, that is used for accessing our business object into our business object repository. Okay. uh, and this is what, this is the navigation path. If we want to go with the navigation path, this is the navigation path for accessing this business object in our SAP system, in our SAP system. Okay, right. Next is what, yes. So as we discussed, all the business object will be stored inside what, this business object repository, BOR, right? And it can be accessed using what, using this T code, that is BAPI, right? And each business object can be associated with one or more API methods. Okay, right. And each of the API method will be associated with a remote function module. Okay. So as we discussed, this business object, it can be accessed from a SAP system, as well as a legacy system, as well as from a legacy system, right? So in case if we want to access our business object, if we want to access our business objects from a legacy system, in that case what we have to do, we need to call the associated API method. We need to what, we need to call the associated API method, right? And in case if we want to access, if we want to access our business object from a SAP system, in that case what we have to do, we need to call the associated remote function module, right? Okay. Let's go to our system here. Okay, and let's try to access this business object repository using this T code BAPI here. Okay, right. Let us log in here. Yes, go to what is the T code BAPI itself. Okay. Yes, so here we can say, one second please, yes, so here we can say, here we are in what, we are in this BAPI Explorer, we can say. Okay, so here we have what, we have these two tabs, hierarchical and alphabetical. Okay, so these are what, these are the list of our predefined, these are the list of predefined business object, not business object, these are what, these are the modules, these are the different modules, like a treasury, financial accounting journal, controlling, logistics, sales and distribution, what this material management, UFI content, this is what, PM plant maintenance, QM quality management. Okay, PS project system, these all are what, these all are different modules. Okay, so each of the module will have what, will have its own business objects, right? And now let's expand this sales and distribution first of all. If we will expand this, yes, these are the sub modules, we can say. Basic function, sales, billing, sales support. Let's expand this sales here. Yes, so here we can say, these are what, these are the we can say associated to this what sales and distribution module. There are these four, we can say, four business objects, right? What it is, customer inquiry, customer quotation, sales order, payment card, services. Okay, let's expand any of the this or we can say, just click on this any of the business object here, right? So here we can say, what is the name of the object here, sales order. This is the description. Object type we will discuss in the next coming sessions. Okay, right. Pack responsible person, it was created on so and so. Okay, so these are the details about this we can say business object, right? And if we expand this business object here, if we expand this object here, yes, so here we can say, these are what, these are the different what API methods. These are the different API method which are associated here, which are associated to this business object, right? So what are these? Change from data. Okay, next is what, create from data 1 2. Okay, create with some dia, right? Get list, get status, these all are what, these all are associated API methods, associated API method. Okay, so let's say this one, create from data, create from data method, this is the method here, right? Business object is what, associated business object is what, sales order, sales order. So description is what, sold, sales order, create sales order. Okay, new in release so and so function module. Yes, so here we can say each of the what, each of the API method will be associated with what, with the function module, right? And this is the function module, remote enabled function module, right? And it is starting with what, it is starting with the BAPI. Okay, so we can understand it is a BAPI function module, BAPI function module. Okay, if we double click on it, if we double click on it, control goes to the function builder. Here control goes to the function builder. If we go to the attributes, here we can say it is what, it is a we can say standard BAPI function module provided by SAP itself, right? And this is what, remote enabled function module. Okay, right? There are some import parameter, export parameter also. Yes, one of the mandatory, we can say, this export parameter that is written, we will discuss about this also, changing no. Okay, so these are what, this is the associated BAPI function module to our this what, we can say API method. Okay, so here point to understand is what, each of the project, sorry, each of the business object will have what, will have some, or we can say will have one or more API method, will have one or more API method. Okay, and each of the API method will be associated with some function module, remote enabled function module. Okay, now what we will do, mm, billing. Okay, okay, so now we will discuss about these objects in coming sessions. Okay, right. Now if we check the difference between our RFC and BAPI, here using this diagram we can understand the difference between our RFC and BAPI. In case of RFC, what we were doing already we have discussed in our last sessions, na? So this is what, this is one, our remote function module. We have created one function module and we have marked it as what, remote function module, right? So a remote function module, already we know it can be accessed, within the same server, or it can be accessed from a what, a remote SAP server as well. Okay, so it can be accessed from a remote server as well, right? For that, what we have to do, we need to what, we need to specify the RFC destination, we need to specify the RFC destination, right? Now in order to what, in order to call, or we can say in order to access, or we can say in order to consume this remote function module from a known SAP system, from a remote known SAP system, what we can do, what we have to do there, first of all, we need to what, we need to what we need to convert this remote enabled function module into what, into this BAPI function module. We have to convert, first of all we need to convert our remote function module into BAPI function module using what, using some BAPI standards, using what, using some BAPI standards. Okay, so in our coming sessions we will discuss. Okay, so this is the first we can say first process which we have to do, that convert our existing remote function module into BAPI function module using what, using some BAPI standards, using what, using BAPI standards. Okay, so this will be what, this will be our BAPI function module. Okay, this will be our BAPI function module. Okay, so this BAPI function module, it can be what, it can be called from our SAP system normally, right? Now in order to call this BAPI function module from a legacy system, what we have to do, first of all we need to create a API method, based on what, based on this BAPI function module, okay? So as an ABAP consultant, what we have to do, first we need to convert our remote function module into BAPI function module. Then we have to what, we have to create a API method based on what, based on the existing BAPI function module, existing BAPI function module, right? And then what we have to do, we need to prepare the technical specs, right? And as part of that technical specs, what we will include there, our business object name, object type already we have discussed na. Here we have something called as what, one, what was it, type na, business object type. Okay, so all these things we have to what, we have to include there, we have to include there, like object name, business object name, what is the type, where it is, here it is, object name, what is the object type. Okay, so all these things we have to what, we have to include there, right? And as part, apart from this, what, API method name, API method parameters, API method name, and API method parameters, API method parameters. Okay, one second.